Hello and welcome back to Korea. This is going to be a huge battle as Chinese, Soviet, and North Korean forces are amassing on the North Korean border for an invasion of the South. You can see their forces here are going to be massively overwhelming as we've tried to bring up all the reinforcements that we can from the South in order to try to hold back the attack from the North. The enemy has the ability to land naval forces here at Mokpo and also from here at Naval Sector Charlie into Seoul, and those are the only two areas where they can make naval landings, but also possibly helicopter landings. You can see here in the Yellow Sea that the possible Chinese forces and North Korean forces here of the 567th Marine Regiment and the Yellow Sea Division will be bringing in reinforcements likely to either capture Naval Sector Echo or also go straight into Mokpo. It's good to have you all here as we continue the Second Korean War. We've spread out some of our forces to block the advancing Soviet surface ship divisions and try to maintain control over Naval Sector Juliet, Naval Sector India, and to rescue the USS Enterprise here. That is an aircraft carrier that has been basically sucker punched by a Soviet submarine in our previous episode. Again, if you folks are new here and would like to see more, go ahead and hit that like button. I'd love to play through more of this campaign. So if you're loving it and given the current political climate, this is a fantastic opportunity to play through it yet again. And so we're going to see how well we can do. This is a very, very hard campaign as well. So keep in mind that our losses here are probably going to be expected as we're against some of the finest Soviet ships in the world. And of course, this being 1992, the training for the Cold War has been building up for both China, North Korea, and of course, the Soviet Union. Without further ado, let's go back to Naval Sector Kilo to defend yet again to see if we can get the Enterprise to escape. We now have reinforcements arriving as well from our previous movement of the Escort Flotilla 2. It'll take them some time to basically get here, but let's go ahead and continue with our battle in the sea here. Now it looks like we've destroyed one enemy surface ship division, but they still have some fighting forces with us. With them against us is two more Silver Minis and a bunch of Tarantula 3s, which are absolute nightmares when it comes to firing ASMs or deflecting ASMs. They can both fire Sea Whiz, which is close-in weapon support, or also counter us with those types of missiles. It's going to be an interesting time. We've got only one Oliver Hazard Perry to call on here today. It looks like our other one is over at the other sector of Juliet. So we're going to try to hold the enemy back as much as we can and wait for their attack. Now, the enemy has caught us off guard. The invasion of South Korea is just hours away from taking place, and we're going through our second battle now of our with our forces here in South Korea. And, of course, these forces are going to be made up of American ships, South Korean ships, Japanese ships, anybody else who's in the area who doesn't really take too kindly to communism will be standing tall here today against advancing forces. One thing we learned in our previous battle is that helicopter support is extremely effective. These are Black Hawk helicopters that are armed with Penguin surface anti-ship missiles that can fire from the air here, and that's going to be extremely effective against enemy forces in the area. We'll go ahead and have them fire, and then we need to get ourselves some LCUs on board in order to rearm them. So that's about all we can do for now. So let's get our forces into the battle, and God bless the U.S. Navy and all of its allied forces here as we try to hold against yet another wave of enemy forces. They have a morale of about 3,077, and we have about half that at 1,395. Less than half, actually. So we need to continuously destroy their extremely motivated troops. Now, in the previous episode, I did talk about that the Soviet Union never collapsed, and that this is an alternative history where even though the Warsaw Pact kind of disbanded, the Soviets turned towards the east to solidify their relationship with China and North Korea, and are pumping in tons of weapon systems. So you're going to be seeing possibly some stuff that the Soviets would use on the Chinese side or on the North Korean side, and they are here to make sure that they solidify their position by crushing South Korea and showing the dominance of communism in the early 90s. Silver Mini spotted there. That's our primary target. That is a delicious target for us to destroy, and we'll kind of keep an eye on that ship as we fly around here. We're going to spy on enemy movements and build up our forces before we attack them. They are very skilled and have a lot of ships on their side. It's going to be very impressive if we actually hold them back. They now have Naval Sector Mike and November, which gives them more points than we could ever have. We have 4 to their 8. We have half the income. We just need to wait for them to come to us. We're in a defensive stance at this moment, and we're just waiting for enemy ships to come in to die, basically. The other ship we can purchase to capture areas is a Congo for 420 points. We need to capture something along the lines of Delta or Charlie, but we need to keep those ships defended as well. And ASMs are just not going to cut it until we're too close to the enemy. Looks like we have a total income of 6 rather than just 4. We have some other points coming from other areas that we hold on the larger overview map. And I think the Silver Mini here might have some aerial escorts as well, some fighters that might try to attack us if we try to attack with Super Hornets. I'm going to go ahead and keep an eye on them. It looks like an enemy helicopter spotted there. A Ka-27 is flying around. Basically anti-ship missiles on that thing. Look at how big those anti-ship missiles are. Those are absolutely huge. That is crazy. Alright, Silver Mini there is waiting for us to come into a battle. The Tarantula 3 is an extremely effective both anti-ship and Sea-Whiz fighter, so it is the perfect escort for the Silver Mini. We're going to see if we can purchase a couple Super Hornets now and overwhelm their defenses. We'll need to get one more in order to attack. And it looks like they're standing still. The Soviets not really wanting to come forward. Not too much action now, but they're building up. They have a Silver Mini there too. If we destroy both of those, that is all the enemy's reinforcements in the area. And we're going to need to get ourselves an LCU up very shortly to resupply these helicopters once they fire all their missiles. We want to stay away from this type of ship, by the way. It has Strela, 40 infrared Strela missiles that can fire at us. They're not very accurate, but they have an okay range. But we just want to keep the helicopters away from those to keep them safe. Battle's going to kick off any second now. All of our Hazard Perrys are ships that we took a lot of losses for in a previous battle. But given the fact that we just walloped the enemy with destroying a ton of North Korean ships and a ton of Soviet ships, sunk right to the bottom, we really gave them a run for their money with their first attack. In fact, if I were them, I would say my morale would probably plummet after seeing some of those ships being so confident, sinking straight to the bottom. Second F.A.Q. Hornet now purchased here. We've got 2 of these ready to rock. Let's go ahead and get into the battle, and let's see what we can do against the enemy. We're going to go first and fire with those, and then we're going to get our helicopters ready to fire. Let's make sure our Hornets hold off just for a second. I want to make sure those helicopters fire first. We want to make sure they're all within range to destroy the Silver Mini. Come on, boys. We need you to shoot. There we go. All right. Aircraft coming into fire now. Helicopters doing their thing. Tarantula's going to be a big supporter. There we go. Look at those 4 missiles going from the side. Penguins and harpoons. And here comes enemy aircraft now to fight us. A little too late from the Soviets.
Sky is ours.
Beautiful. Silver Mini getting really hit hard. Propeller hit. She's not going to be able to move. Look at all that fire that had to take place just to chip away at that ship. Not easy. All right, LCUs are going to come in. We'll resupply over here at the beach. Soviets not as aggressive as they once were. After losing those ships, they're not as interested in attacking, and that ship is on fire. Beautiful naval tactics here going on. And the enemy obviously will attack very soon in full force. I'm trying to chip away at their defenses around these naval sectors to reduce the reinforcement points that they get, so that way we don't see as many ships on the ground, or in the water, I guess I should say. Okay, we're going to rearm these ASM firing ships. The SH-60B ASM, of course, it's a Black Hawk, basically with a missile system on the side of it. Looks like it can almost hold 4, but it didn't do that previously. LCU is a transport ship that can haul tons of supply over. So we'll have that change course and start to resupply those. And it looks like we've got ourselves an enemy helicopter that might try to engage us. That is the KA whatnot that we saw before. And it looks like our forces may be firing at it. Oh no! Enemy ship, or enemy aircraft were firing at our ship there, the Oliver Hazard Perry, but they didn't do any damage. Luckily for us, all missiles were shot down.
Where do you need us, sir?
Okay, let's go ahead and try on that Silver Mini again. We're going to try to get that enemy ship to be destroyed.
On my way to coordinates. Out.
All this for one ship now, very important. And the KA needs to die over here. Let's have the all these units move over there. Actually, let's have the Chamsuri move over. You two can stay put. There we go. All right, and it looks like Tarantulas are moving over to Naval Sector Juliet. So we do have a pending Soviet attack. Let's have ourselves call in. Oh, looks like we're out of naval ships that we can call out now for aircraft that we can call out. Oh, beautiful. Oh, wow, they're actually firing their main gun at it. Can you believe that? Cham-3s are firing their main gun at that helicopter. That's a 40 millimeter. Wow. Impressive.
Sky is ours.
All right, let's go ahead and engage the Silver Mini. Oh, it looks like there's a ship that's a little closer to us than I'd like to see.
Let's fly.
Let's come up this direction. And it looks like a Soviet attack coming on over here from the Tarantulas. We will get hit eventually. Oh, there we go. Beautiful. Enemy ship destroyed there. Okay, we're chipping away at their defenses.
Let's fly.
Cham-3s are going to be able to hold themselves. Let's see if we can fire at this ship over here.
Ready to go.
Okay, it looks like the Soviets are not going to sit there anymore. They're going to send in forces repeatedly. We just need to get the extra forces that they've called out of here,
On my way to coordinates. Out.
so we can destroy the Silver Mini. Su-27K is coming in now. All of our hazard parries should be able to shoot those down. Let's call in a couple Tomcats to deal with those.
Where do you need us, sir?
And let's engage those aircraft from afar. Unfortunately, SH-60 is being destroyed. But the Soviets making their evac route directly over our ship there. Alright, we lost a couple of ASM aircraft, unfortunately.
Checklist completed. Ready to go.
MiG-31's firing at our escaping Tomcats. Let's see if we can destroy a Tarantula now. It's all about taking opportunities now, about destroying smaller ships. Tarantula won't be able to deal with all those. Beautiful. Another enemy ship destroyed. Unfortunate about those helicopters. That was our best plan at the time. Was to overwhelm the Silver Mini with its Sea Whiz. Very tactical battle now. Probably should send out another supply unit for that, but...
Okay, what's the deal?
Alright, let's continue to chip away at small Soviet ships that are breaking off from their main fleet. Tarantula here being a good example of one. Oh, multiple Tarantulas. Hold on. Let's actually turn weapon systems off. Oh, it looks like we already fired one.
Checklist completed. Ready to go.
These are the most important thing right now, is these helicopters. These are Munas, which are supply ships coming nearby, so that means their main forces are likely over there. And it looks like a
Someone need a guardian
enemy
angel?
ship has snuck through this direction. Let's go ahead and deal with that.
Let's fly.
Enemy aircraft.
Let's fly.
Tarantula coming right on top of us. Wow, what were you thinking, bro?
Sky is ours. The captain and his crew welcome you aboard.
Alright, there we go.
On my way to coordinates. Out.
Alright, Tarantula's breaking through there. We lost a Cham-3 over here. Oh, no, 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 no. Unacceptable loss. In this game, if you tell them to engage, pretty much all helicopters lost. Now, if you tell them to engage while they're out of weapons, they'll just fly right over the top, which is ridiculous. They'll, basically, they'll just fly over the enemy and give them a free kill, which is unfortunate. Now, helicopters lost due to, I guess, a crappy game mechanic. If you click attack and they cannot, they should not move. We're waiting for a Congo now.
Orders, sir.
Helicopters are basically worthless at this point. So our mini tactic not going to be too good here. And it looks like our other ship destroyed. One thing is we're hiding behind the rocks, so we can't actually see that. Helicopters are now down. The only thing those are good for is silver mini kills. But we can keep picking away at tarantulas with our Super Hornets, giving us the advantage here.
Checklist completed. Ready to go.
Water ingress. Let's make sure the ship is completely destroyed.
Ready to go.
And it looks like Su-27K is coming in. Let's try to get some kills on those guys.
Completed. Ready to go. Where do you need us, sir?
Looks like those aircraft were able to retreat before we were able to take action. Tomcats hold a great range over the battlefield, air superiority-wise. Hoping that the Soviets call out MiGs or something like that. If we can call them out over the ships, we'll have great support. And here come the MiGs now. Su-27 spotted again. Tomcat down from the, two Tomcats down. Could not even get the Su-27s, but they're a much better toe-to-toe aircraft with the general support of anti-ship or anti-aircraft. Shame on you, Tomcat. All right, let's send something over for the Oliver Hazard Perry here. 6 minutes we need to defend. Let's speed up time a bit. Want to haul out the Congo as soon as we can. We're not very good, looking very good on anti-ship or anti-aircraft defenses at the moment. But the enemy greatly outnumbers us, as you can see with their aircraft. Alright, good news. The Oliver Hazard Perry here is being repaired, as well as the Cham 3 over here.
Checklist completed. Ready to go.
More tarantulas coming in.
Someone need a guardian angel?
But they did escape. Okay, let's slow things down. We got another fight with the enemy. Gonna try to take out these tarantulas. Almost getting a kill there. Enemy supply ship there, the Muna. Bringing those awfully close to us. And an ASM going out. I don't even know where that's going. Does it even have a target? Not sure does. Wow, they could fire at the ship without even seeing it. Interesting. Tarantula having an overwhelming amount of fire. Alright, some of our ships being very heavily hit. Almost able to call out the Dank Congo for 420, brah. Should be pretty good here, I think. Oh, yes. Alright, let's see. Oliver Hazard Perry is here. We just basically need to hold at this point. And what does the Congo have? 127mm main gun. And 8 harpoon missiles. And tons of Block 2 defensive missiles as well. That will be extremely effective here. Tarantulas are coming back again. Ooh, almost getting that one. Alright, let's call out the Congo here. All of our hazard parry being repaired. Repairs take a very long time on a ship, as you would imagine. Oh, the Congo can fire 4 Congo harpoons at once. Not doing anything, really. All of our hazard parry firing again. And here comes Su-27Ks. Alright, let's see what the Congo can do against enemy tarantulas. Should be able to overwhelm them, I'm hoping. Soviets are kind of picking on us a little bit, but not really any sort of full-scale attack here. Gonna try to target the one ship, and then move over to the second. Let's try to finish that one off, and go for this one.
Let's hope the enemy don't have any air defense.
Okay, we're gonna target this. So over many from before is still damaged. Beautiful, one enemy ship destroyed. Let's get that other one. 127 millimeter here. And another enemy ship destroyed. Excellent. Okay, well now that we've got some heavier ships on the line here, we're doing a little bit better. Tomcat battle. The enemy's going to outnumber us in the air, and the enemy's going to outnumber us in the sea. So we just have to be a little bit more defensive, I guess. With 37 seconds left, we've got this one in the bag. Yet another naval battle down, but they're chipping away at our reinforcements, or our remaining forces. Luckily, we do have the Japanese coming as well, and the Chinese reinforcements look like they're standing by on the right side of the overview map. I don't think we'll have enough time to call anything out or get anything in, but we did destroy a good number of tarantulas. And we didn't lose any OHPs. We did lose all of our helicopters, unfortunately. We almost destroyed a Silver Mini during that, but the helicopters were probably our biggest loss, mostly 4 of them dying because I right-clicked on a ship to attack it, and they didn't have missiles, so no better way to attack than flying over an enemy ship. So there you go, most of our helicopters there, 4 of them being destroyed by a bad game mechanic there, and then the 2 Tomcats in our RNG battle of death. But we did destroy a ton of tarantulas. Look at that. They're really losing their ASW defense. So that's good news. And everything seems to be holding where it was before. Alright, I don't think we have any more moves that we can make. I made some moves previously to move forces closer towards the border. I'm not too concerned about naval invasions at the moment, especially on the right flank here, as the enemy will first have to get past some of our surface ships to do so. They'll either need to move straight down into India or Juliet through Kilo, which they won't be able to do without first fighting us in the naval battles here. The only other moves the enemy can make now is a naval landing here at Naval Sector Charlie to Seoul, to which we have several aircraft going to provide defense here. And in fact, we may as well probably a good idea to do that now, drop some defense there. Otherwise, South Korean heavy armor is moving up from Busan, and Mokpo is going to... we're going to have those forces there in order to defend at that naval harbor. And we can call reinforcements, but not yet. I want to make sure we have more points before we do that, and especially naval forces would be very helpful here. Bulldogs. I think these are, naval forces we can call off the carrier, but here escort flotilla 4 with 4 Congos. This actually might be a good purchase to hold the sea, and it looks like it'll come out of Fukuoka. So we'll have them come out here and probably defend on possibly on the left flank. We definitely need those Congos here, and the Pohangs are definitely very comparable to all of our hazard parries that we have. Donghae also very important too. Very expensive, this naval fleet. I think we might need to call them out in order to hold the Soviets back, or the Chinese and the North Koreans on the left flank, as we'll be seeing Ludacris. He's going to be coming out, rolling out his new album over there. So let's go ahead and roll those forces out. We're going to need those for sure. We need to maintain control of the sea so the enemy doesn't make naval landings. So we'll immediately start moving towards Naval Sector Foxtrot, or see if we can secure Naval Sector Delta in order to get more points. So let's go ahead and end this turn here, and we'll call it a day on turn 0. Nothing else we can do. I'm not going to push into North Korea. I want to try to have them come to us. We have full authorization to push into North Korea, but you will see the end of North Korea by the end of this campaign. We'll be given authorization to push up into Sonchan up there, and then encircle Pyongyang, and basically cut them off completely, and get rid of, I guess, who would be at the time Kim Il-sung in 92. But let's go ahead and end our turn and see what the enemy does for their movements. Oh boy, here it is. This is the full attack. This time they're coming. This is a total offensive. Armor, artillery, helicopters, planes. Several regiments seem equipped with state-of-the-art Russian equipment. South Korean army is disorganized and not prepared to fight such a steamroller. We cannot hold against this. You have to hold as long as possible. Don't hesitate to fall back if you face overwhelming forces. The good news is a real coalition was established against the aggression. Not only will you receive American support, but also reinforcements from the Anzac, Europe, and even Japan. Excellent. The bad news is, until all those guys are deployed, you'll have to hold South Korea on your own. When the situation becomes untenable on the border, withdraw along the line from Daejeon to Wonju, but do not sacrifice your troops, and be prepared to withdraw again if necessary. The main priority is to buy time. So if we need to retreat, we can. This is Admiral Dave with the French Navy. I'm in charge of the European Task Force. Aircraft carriers Folk and Ark Royal will be at the scene in 3 days. They'll be closely followed by the Daegul division that was redeployed from the Gulf. Hang in there. Excellent. So we got French reinforcements coming. I think we have British reinforcements. Is Ark Royal a British carrier? I'm assuming these are both French carriers. But regardless, I don't care. I want British, I want French, I want German. We need a tactical nuke online. That's what we need. All right. Enemy forces are breaking off over at the Enterprise. It looks like all naval reinforcements went, but here comes the full attack, everyone. This is it. Stay tuned for next time when we then finally face off against the first attack of North Korean forces against the 13th Infantry Regiment. And we have the 16th Company, oh my god, Infantry, 6th Infantry, and the 2nd Artillery. This is going to be an absolute slaughter. It's going to be interesting. That's the only group we have there to defend, and we don't have enough time to bring them up, but we'll see what happens, folks. So I will see you all next time for the continuation of the Second Korean War, where we've got naval battles pending, both for the Enterprise and for the newly deployed Flotilla 3 there, and also Flotilla 2, or Flotilla 4, that'll be heading towards the west to try to secure that section. And we see a naval landing about to happen with the 567th. All right, we're going to need to send all of our reinforcements up there ASAP from Mokpo and bombers and such, things that we can actually move into position at the time. That's it for this episode. I'll see you all next time. Hopefully we can hang in there. Bye.